soon as I saw this article headline, I was like, oh, I guarantee this is going to be a bit cringy and well worth a rinse. It just had to be, didn't it? It's like, often you'll see, I think, privileged, successful, rich actors and actresses complaining about something, saying how difficult their life, how difficult life is, and how there's a problem, how there's some sort of problem, how they've got some sort of fucking problem, as if it's like, all right, do you not wake up every day and say you're blessed? No. But anyway, Aladdin star Naomi Scott. For women, a lot of the time we have to work twice as hard. And this kind of comes across as if, oh, look at that, check it out. As if we're in Shakespearean times where, all the acting jobs were filled by men, as if we don't get the fact that, like, right, there's not like there's roles for females in films that get filled by men. Yeah, like that doesn't happen, So it's not Shakespearean times where women weren't allowed in the theatre. That must have been a very bizarre time. And I don't know, were those actors who played women any good? Were they good at playing women? Do you think that was a golden age of acting, that when men had to like go so deep that they had to portray a completely different sex? I don't know. I wonder maybe that was the best actors of any generation. But yeah, you can have someone who's getting paid a lot in a big Hollywood film is going to tell you that actually he's probably oppressed or something. That's what I'm getting at. Now look, you're a privileged person just off the off, because she's not, you are born with a privilege, and that is your aesthetics. Is that, you're pleasing on the eye. I don't fancy her nothing, but she is attractive. You can't deny that. This is just the way Hollywood has been always. You have to have some sort of look that the camera's drawn to. The eye is like, oh, I can't take my eyes off of you. I want to watch this movie, this bullshit movie, because I can't take my eyes off of you. So from the moment you're born, pretty much, you've had this face, and it's developed. Obviously, face is developed, but you had like a step up than other people. We must all acknowledge that we are blessed in many ways. Like, we can, if we have eyes, and there are the blind, and we can walk, and there are the physically disabled. There's the deaf. We can listen to music, and then you have the deaf. We're born with many different privileges. I would put it like this, is that girls who don't have your aesthetics will probably have to work harder than you to get by, and won't get the sort of roles that you will get. Less demanding roles, probably. So, don't have any time to worry about what labels people are going to put on me, says Naomi Scott. Her words could very well serve as a manifesto for her generation. A manifesto, you say? The 26-year-old, like so many of her peers, refuses to be pinned down. She's an actress, singer, music producer, and director. All right, you're wearing too many hats right now. How many of these hats have you proven ability to wear? She's the Pink Power Ranger in the 2017 film, and one of Charlie's Angels, with a new reboot opening in cinemas later this year. Well, that's the reboot that no one asked for, but then most of them are ones we never asked for. Most, however, will know her best as Princess Jasmine. No, I don't think they will, because it hasn't come out yet, has it? It's not out yet. People know Princess Jasmine as in like the cartoon version. I can't remember who voiced her. At the forefront of Disney's live-action remake of Aladdin. And, just like Scott, this new Jasmine won't be easily defined. She's got a lot more on her plate than waiting around for her prince to come. I like the way that that these days, this Hollywood fluff that they make It's about, you know, most of these big blockbuster films are about, you know, not very deep. It's about as deep as the well of tears from a crocodile, shall we say? And I don't know why I used that to say it, but I think it sounds good. So quote me on that if you want. It might probably sound stupid. I don't know. I liked it. Just leave me alone. Doing my best. But how they try to make out, you know, this big, overblown special effects fest with no real substance that's purely designed to make fucking money. Like it's not designed to be like a work of art or anything. Not a proper work of art. But apparently these are real deep films that are going to change the world. And you know, and make more changes than Martin Luther King could ever dream of. You know, like, forget Gandhi. Have you seen A Wrinkle in Time? That'll change everything for you. Like, it's preposterous. This is just big Hollywood fluff. It's Aladdin, for fuck's sake. Like, my cousin does Aladdin in Panto every year. I think it's Aladdin. He probably done Aladdin, isn't it? Like, it's fucking Aladdin, mate. Calm the fuck down, would you? Can we just chill out? Alright, it's going to redefine women. Like, no, it's not. Anyway, she's so many different things. And actors, sorry, before I read it, and actors as well, how, like, they're like, you know, they're not, you know, they're not portraying, you know, Joan of Arc or, I don't know, or Helen Keller. You know, they're just portraying Princess Jasmine. But they're going to big it up the character. They're going to big it up so much that you will think it was Helen Keller, or you know, or any other important female, historical female figure. But no, they'll big it right up and say, you know, this role is just this is the meat. You know, when I play Bozo the Clown, I just feel like people, you know, are going to really see what Bozo means to little mixed race girls or something. They come up with this kind of nonsense. Like, all right, you need to calm the fuck down. I know. Like, you want to, like, you know, to tell people, like, hey, look, this is a proper acting job, okay? This is serious work. You know, this isn't something silly for children. This is something meaningful, and this is a big. You know, it's like, all right, you know, can you just go, yeah, brother. Well, I'll play a hobbit in it. You know, just be like that. She's so many different things at so many different points, Scott explains. What I love is that you can be strong and you can cry. You can be strong and feel weak. What? You can be strong and feel weak. The actor says the word sassy has come up a lot when describing the character, but she finds the word a little reductive. Yeah, she's sassy. But what's more important is that she's actually fighting for the freedom of choice for her people. So Aladdin is not just about a kid with a flying carpet and a lamp that brings out a weirdo. No, there's more to it than that. She says, that's feminism. It's not just a witty comment. Right. It's amazing how, you know, at one point feminism was this really important thing, this great movement, this strong, powerful movement. You look at, like, the great figures of early feminism who are old birds now, still fighting the fight or whatever they're doing, or probably getting deplatformed at this rate. You know, they fought for feminism, and now it's just a fucking commodity, isn't it? It's just something you slap on your Twitter bio. So it's something to, like, sell plates. I've got a plate, I make plates. Hey, you make plates? Well, that's very original. Anything? What's your USP on these plates? Are they when you put them in the microwave, do they not get hot and burn your fingers? No. What do they do? Are they self-cooling plates? No. Well, they're the strongest plates on planet Earth. They're like, you could, you know, chuck them off a 16th story building, and, you know, the 16th floor, and it won't smash. No. But it's a feminist business. It's a feminist business. Alright, okay, alright, so that's it. Yeah, feminist plates. Well, no, I'm a feminist. There's no feminist statements on the plates, but I'm a feminist, and we're a feminist business, so they're feminist plates, and that's why you should pay more money than you would for your Wedgwood. It's like, alright, okay, fair enough, yeah, brilliant. Well, I'm glad everyone fought hard for that. For an actor on the brink of stardom, Scott doesn't seem overly fussed about cultivating an image. She's happy just to be herself. We're in a luxurious London hotel room. I'm just being myself in my luxury hotel room, perched at either end of the kind of sofa that threatens to swallow you whole. Thanks for setting the scene. I really wanted to know more about where this interview was taking place, because I couldn't picture it in my head. Because I haven't been to a swanky London hotel. Well, I have, but I haven't stayed the night in one. I went to a dinner at one. I got off my face on crystal meth. Now, kind of float for it anyway. But it doesn't take long for the enforced formality of our surroundings to disperse. Oh, because she's such a ray of something. We're soon just two 20-something women chatting shit. So that doesn't what it says. Sorry, it doesn't say that. Excitedly discussing 1998's Mulan, another Disney film set for a live-action remake. Oh, good! In particular, I wonder who's going to play Mulan and how much of a fuss they're going to make about that role. I wonder. In particular, at the moment when the eponymous heroine overcomes failure, proves herself to her fellow soldiers, and climbs to the top of a wooden pole that no one else could conquer. It's the perfect metaphor for a woman in a man's world. Brilliant. There's metaphors. Oh, fantastic. Well done. Yeah. She says, because for women, a lot of the time, there's that sense that we have to work twice as hard. That's interesting. Because you say you have to work twice as hard. Why don't you? Scott also credits Mulan with helping her to see past the limitations girls are taught to place on themselves. You work for Disney, you would say that. And the assumption that they have no right to compete with the boys. Well, that's your assumption, I assume. I don't know where that comes from, she says. It's very subconscious and can be very subtle. You know, I grew up around a wonderful family. Scott was born in Hounslow, London, where her family later moved east across the city to Woodford. Her mother, who is of Gujarati Indian descent, was born in Uganda, while her father is English. I wasn't shut down in my way, but it's just society in general, right? Scott continues. It seems so simple, but for some reason there's always been that thing of, no, you can't. Well, it depends on what you're trying to do, doesn't it? You know. Did you try and box men? I don't know. I just like to know. Were you trying to box men, like heavyweight boxing men? Did you think I can be a heavyweight boxer? And then it just totally backfired. You know, I don't know. What was it you're trying to do? Yet while the Disney princesses of the 1990s may have felt empowering to one generation, times change. I love the character Scott says of Princess Jasmine. She was my favourite Disney princess, and she made me feel empowered. She spoke up. She wanted to fight for the choice to marry. But in our movie, she's way more active. Oh, but of course she is. And I'm sure Aladdin will blow away critics and audiences alike. It'd probably be the greatest thing, one of the most impactful films to hit cinema since Clockwork Orange, maybe? Sure, she still has to choose a husband from the endless parade of gaudy suitors turning up at her door, including Prince Ali, who's actually Aladdin, the street rat, fitted out with a new identity after using one of Genie's 3 wishes. Thanks for explaining that plot point to me. But she now gets a much greater hand in the role of Agrabah. She comes to blows with her father's trusted advisor, the villainous Jafar, who has his own plans to turn the kingdom to a vast empire. And at no point does she have to put on a sexy red outfit and seduce him, as a 15-year-old Jasmine does in the original. What? Is that what happens? Oh, naughty shit, you know. What the fuck? She studied everything, Scott says. She's a politician. I wanted her to have tact and to be strong. Then she walked in there and she went to the writers and went, right, so this is what I fucking want. I want her to have tact and to be strong, alright? So rewrite it, okay? Because this is a defining role. This is my defining role, and this will define what it means to actually be a woman for a whole generation. That's what she fucking did. Of course she did. Because she's not just saying she wants to lead for the sake of saying. She's showcasing skills of leadership. This Jasmine is also more mature than her predecessor, since Scott didn't want to play her too young and whimsical, she adds. There's a sense that she knows the situation she is in. She understands why her dad is overprotective. She clocks Jafar. She sees everything. Of course, Jasmine's 21st century makeover gets its own musical showcase in Speechless, a brand new number with music by Alan Menken, who scored the original film, and lyrics by La La Land duo Benji Pasek and Justin Paul. Music, in fact, was Scott's first love. She'd perform in the youth band at the Bridge Church in Woodford, where both her parents were pastors. A pivotal moment arrived when she sang Aretha Franklin's Say a Little Prayer at a local summer camp. I remember, what are British people going to summer camp for? Like, I remember being like, I don't think I'm being delusional here. I think I've got a really good voice, she says. And she is modest. She's a feminist, but a modest feminist. And that is inspiring, even for me. She says, from that point on, the only future she saw for herself was as a performer. Her first break came courtesy of the House of Mouse, with roles in the Disney Channel UK series Life Bites and 2011 film Lemonade Mouth. She's also released 2 EPs and a string of singles. Scott was raised on gospel music and informed her style ever since, meaning Aladdin marked major departures for her. She's never had singing lessons and certainly hasn't been classically trained. Well, you don't need singing lessons when you can just belt out Aretha Franklin willy-nilly at a summer camp that you shouldn't have been at. You know, but it was important to her that Jasmine kept the rawness. That rawness. To demonstrate the opposite, Scott starts vocalizing like Snow White, and I half expect a bird to fly through the window and land on her finger. That must have been quite a moment for you. The actor sang many of her numbers live. I wanted it to feel as natural as possible, you know, she explains. Speechless in particular works as a power anthem, in line with Frozen's Let It Go. Jasmine has had to grin and bear one too many put-downs from Jafar, a man who thinks she'd be better off staying silent and compliant. As Scott notes, it's a moment that a lot of women can relate to. For her, it represents Jasmine's realization that I may lose this battle, but it's worth me saying something because I do have a voice. The actor doesn't just perform the song, she unleashes it like a roar. That's right, like a roar. I can feel how meaningful this is with that roar, you know, as the tears stream down her face and the veins in her forehead pop. This writer paints quite a picture. I wanted her to have that fire in her belly, she says. You know, when she was on set, she was calling the shots. I'm surprised they should just not even mention the director, because I think this girl made all the good creative decisions herself. Beyond Jasmine, the new Aladdin, she did. The writers, director, get fucked. It's all about her. New Aladdin also carried the responsibility of tackling the original legacy of cultural representation. For some, it meant a lot to grow up with characters that actually looked like them, while others have argued the stereotypes it presented ended up doing more damage than good. The lyric, well, hang on, this girl's half Indian. This is silly. What do you think? What's Lego cultural representation? Well, you're half Indian, half white. You're not fucking Arabic, are you? What is it? Brown people to say you're not even Arabic. It's not cultural representation. They went, well, you look like you could be one of those. This is not cultural representation at all. You're playing a part that could have been taken by an Arabic person. Okay. Well, there's some more privilege for you, isn't it? Where they cut off your ear, the lyric where they cut off your ear if they don't like your face, for example, was removed from the opening number Arabian Nights after protests from the American Arab Anti-Discrimination Committee and academic Jack Shaheen. It's just a fucking lyric, bro. Well, the animation used a cast of white voice actors. With voice, oh come on, if you're gonna nitpick a fucking fluff made for children, for goodness sake. The new remake has placed an emphasis on the diversity of its lead, alongside Scott, who is an Arabic, Mina Masood, who plays Aladdin. Now Masood, I'm gonna assume he's not Arabic neither. Let's not forget, like, Arabian Nights, yeah? Arabian Nights, set in Arabia, right? Masood, I was born in Cairo to Coptic Egyptian parents and emigrated to Canada. Okay. Yeah, okay, that's alright, sorry. I was just banging on before I even read the rest of it. Who am I? Okay. Marwan Kenzari, who plays Jafar, is Dutch, born to Tunisian parents. Okay, that's yeah. I'm so proud of how diverse our cast is. Well, it's not that diverse, is it? It's kind of weird to say it's diverse, but it's like, it's not. You just people who look Arabic, well, one of them's not, in a film about set in Arabia. It's not very diverse, is it? It's just Arabs. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm so proud of how diverse our cast is. It's not though, is it? It's not like Ocean's 11 is more diverse than this fucking cast. What are you talking about? And that's got George Clooney in it. Right, for me growing up, Jasmine was my princess, probably because I saw myself in her. She was someone that I could play. Oh, that's Scott saying that. I thought that was that dude saying it. Perhaps as a nod to the story, source material 1001 Nights, a collection of folk tales with its roots across the Middle East and Asia. The original Aladdin drew a mix of cultures to create the fictional city of Agrabah. Scott certainly picked up on the South Asian elements as a child. It sounds silly, but even something like Raja, Jasmine Tiger, remember, that was such a symbolic thing in Indian culture. Is that what it is? Well, it was. It's Middle Eastern and Asian, South Asian. I don't know. I'll have to look into that. It's an approach that's been even more enthusiastically embraced for the remake. Stott describes the film's setting as a gateway into the Eastern world, with the production scene drawing from Middle Eastern, South Asian, and even Chinese influences. We've created a world that so many different people can pick things out and take it with them. Also, it's just a cultural mishmash, I suppose. Scott concludes, I think ultimately for young kids, seeing themselves in a character is really powerful, even if they don't get the nuanced small things, they probably do pick it up subconsciously. For me, I think that's beautiful. Well, there's a clickbait title of us. Like, for women, a lot of the time we have to work twice as hard. Just one quote, but nothing really mentioned. They just thought they'd hook you in. I'm going, yes, it's so true. Like, she didn't mention fuck all about that fact that for women, a lot of time we have is to work twice as hard. Just another way to sell a bullshit Hollywood movie. This is what they do these days, is try and use sort of social politics as a way to bolster the credentials of this Hollywood fluff that no one's excited about. Like, no one cares about like the Lion King remake as well. Like Dumbo, Lion King, now Aladdin. It's just like, what the fuck, man? You know, the Lion King remake, James Earl Jones plays Jafar again. It's like, well, why are you doing that? Isn't that a bit weird? Isn't that a bit weird that they sort of redo it and have the same guy? Am I the only one who thinks that's a bit odd? Because they didn't bring Jeremy Irons back, did they? But like, no. Aladdin having fucking Will Smith as the genie. Have you seen it? Have you seen it? It looks terrible. Good God. But you know, this is what they do. I'm gonna fucking just it's so pompous. It's ridiculous how these people talk. Honestly, it blows my mind, man. Hollywood is just fucking trash. Good God. And this article, what was it even about? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. It was nothing. Well, thanks for, thanks for whatever you did to me.